Hello everybody and welcome back to another video with the Electra Soul. If you're new to my channel, I'm a psychic medium, a spiritual life coach, and just that spiritual girl putting everybody on alongside a whole lot of other things. But today in this video, guys, I'm coming through with a very big reminder, and honestly just something that I feel like I want to reinstall, like really put into y'all's minds, because when it comes to y'all manifesting what you want, you know, you're a conscious manifester. You're the most successful conscious manifester that there ever was and that there will ever be. I want y'all to remember that while you are going down your path, you know, while you're learning, while you're growing, while you're again consciously manifesting everything, I want y'all to understand that even if there is a moment or two where you are spiraling beyond control, you know, to the point of quote unquote no return, you think that you have spiraled so strongly and so much that you're just screwed and that's it, right? I want y'all to understand there is never a time where you have spiraled so much to the point of no return and that's it. Like, absolutely not. I don't claim that for a single second, and as someone who used to spiral a lot, probably a lot more than I would even like to admit, definitely, I will definitely tell y'all that there is really nothing to worry about when you are manifesting what you want. No matter how you feel, no matter what it looks like, what it appears to be around you, I know that it might seem like a scarier concept because you might feel like you really have done the thing. You know, sometimes, and honestly a lot of times with people who do go through things like this where they are spiraling that much, is that they feel like they have done so much damage to what they're manifesting in the way that they like do not believe in what they're saying that they have anymore. They don't feel as confident in that anymore, and they feel like the things that they have put towards them manifesting this is kind of falling apart. I want y'all to understand and to always remember that because you have a will to find the right way, you know, which is you manifesting what you want with full on confidence, full on trust, full on everything that you need, that there will always be a way around you getting exactly what you want, even if you don't understand how that could be, regardless of the way that you feel. You know, like even if there is a spiraling moment or two, let's say for example that you're freaking out over something that you saw happen with a certain manifestation. It could be anything. You don't even have to give me an example. It could be anything in this entire world, whatever it is that you're manifesting. Let's say that one day you wake up and you just don't feel that confident about it anymore, and it's not even that you just don't feel that way anymore, you don't feel that confident. Now you also feel like what you're feeling is permanent, and you feel like it's officially done, it's over, it's just not going to happen, quote unquote. I want y'all to understand and to remember again is that any time that this happens, what you have to do for yourself is you have to pull yourself back, and you have to understand and you have to remember for yourself, the most important thing is that there is never a time where things are officially over for you unless or until you claim that for yourself. And I will tell you guys, I have seen it happen for plenty of people. You know, there's a very large amount of people in this world who have chosen to give up on something, and not even something that they want, but yes, it could be that way very much. And I'm saying about literally anything. It could be about a dream career that they wanted. It could have been about the love of their life. It could be anything that they feel like, oh, I really missed an opportunity with that. For one, I don't believe in missed opportunities. So even if that were the case, you didn't actually miss out on everything or anything. But the thing as well is that I feel like it is an enormous lesson in the way that it's coming through to let you know that just because it looks like it's over, and just because you're at a certain time and age and point of your life or anything, you know, again, this is an example for those of people who didn't do anything about it until, you know, the end of their life. That's the example, you know, we're going that deep. So at this point, they might feel like it's over, I've done it, it's done, whatever. There is literally always a chance for you to get what you want until the day that you're gone, and even then you will never be gone, because our souls don't ever rest in that sense, you know. Our souls come back. Like, we're not, it's not finished, boo. Like, I promise you it's not over. It's so not over. We're so back, period, and we will always be so back, because that's just the way that life is, and that's just how it's supposed to be, especially for everyone. And I feel like the most important thing about this kind of mindset is understanding that this is not like a crazy concept where people assume that it's not that easy, it's not that what? Yeah, exactly, it is that. Okay, it's that easy, it is that simple, it can be exactly how you're saying that it is. And the best part about that is because you are deciding on something that you do want, it is gonna happen that way, but you have to be really confident in that. As y'all know, I do talk about that a lot because it is very important to be very confident in what it is that you're manifesting. It could be anything in this world. I promise you guys, confidence is always key. And yes, things do happen in your very highest favor when you actually allow them to. Stop thinking about the hows, stop thinking about when, why, this, that, anything that you want to question about that thing. You don't have to question yourself on any of those things if you don't want to. You know, if it feels draining to you for you to be sitting there and trying to figure out every single little reason as to why that's gonna happen, I feel like it's kind of pointless to do that because it's very stressful. I know for myself, I would feel very stressed out a lot of times manifesting what I wanted because I was trying to plan like literally everything out. So what this meant for me specifically is that I would try to figure out a way as to how this is gonna happen, how is that gonna fall into my lap, the second it would, all this stuff, like the little, again, correspondence in between that just did not actually matter. It was just more for my validation. I wanted to know these the answers to these questions that I had, like my ego had, because I wanted some sort of validation that everything that I wanted was still coming true. Why? Because, oh, I saw this and I saw that, and it's all coming together in that sense. But the thing is that I don't have confidence in that, you know, from that mindset. I would have more of a desperate energy where it's like, oh, but I felt that, so it is, and that's it. Okay, there's an enormous difference. And I'm just gonna say this honestly because I am a psychic as well, is that there is a huge difference between intuitively picking things up where you actually see how things come together and kind of planning it out for yourself in your head where you feel anxious to make this work, because if you don't let it happen that way, it's not going to happen. That is absolutely ridiculous. Like, there's a huge difference. And the reason I'm saying that is because as well, you know, being a psychic and everything, when you intuitively receive messages like the ones that you may receive as someone who is intuitive, it could be anybody, by the way, anybody can be psychic. I know that y'all know that because I've stated it quite a few times, but I want y'all to remember it's for real. Anyone can be psychic. Everyone is psychic. We all have that ability within us. The whole thing here though is that when we intuitively pick things up, let's say for example that you want to manifest something and you're intuitively getting messages as to how that will happen. Okay, you had a dream that you met your celebrity SP at the supermarket and that's just it, right? Okay, you got that dream. Wow, amazing. It's enough to make you feel confident in that manifesting. But the thing is that you're not sitting there planning that out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not sitting there saying, we're gonna meet at the supermarket and it's gonna be on a Saturday and it's gonna be at 9 p.m. You can definitely do that if you'd like to. But the thing with that is that usually when people go down that route, it feels a little bit more anxious based because it's almost as though if it does not happen this way on that day, then did I, you know, was I wrong? Did I plan things out wrong? Did I this? Did I that? You kind of tend to blame yourself, and that's not the reality of these things, as opposed to when you have like an intuitive dream, for example, telling you how you're going to meet your SP or do anything else. That is brought to you just by the spirituality that you have allowed to manifest within your reality. Okay, so in those cases, you know, for myself, I'm more of that kind of person where I will receive intuitive messages like that and then I will just naturally trust them, because for me, you see, that's why I always say that figure out the way where manifesting is the most comfortable for you, is because that's the way it's easiest for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone has their own direction in which they will manifest what they want. It's not about copying what everyone else is doing or even listening to what everyone else has to say about them manifesting what they want. It's all about your own journey, your own rules, your own everything. So for myself, I receive a lot of my manifestation details through dreams, through signs, through messages that I receive very naturally. I never go seeking for them unless I just ask. I'm like, give me a dream. Like, I want to see a dream, and then I will receive a dream, you know? But even then, I don't take it with anxiety and I don't make it into something where it's a huge deal now, because I just feel like these things are meant to be very simple and very easy. So yeah, guys, in that sense for y'all, please do understand and please do remember, like I was stating, that anytime that you may feel like, for example, let's say that you're the one who's planning things out more and you don't really trust what you're planning out, you know, you feel again a bit anxious about those things. So when things play out however they play out, let's say that they quote unquote look like they're not moving in your highest favor, okay, you start spiraling, you start feeling like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Please remember to take a step back and to just understand that even if you feel this way right now, you know, even if you read 1,000,001 different things online telling you do not spiral, because if you spiral you're fucked, you know, it could be anything, bro. I'm sure y'all have seen a bunch of different things, which I know for a fact that I have over the years of me being on my law of assumption and conscious manifesting journey, is that, well, back then more, I don't really see law of assumption content. I have it in quite a while, like a few years now, but I remember back then I would see like a whole lot of different things that were telling about different rules, it almost felt like, and that's not the reality of these kinds of, you know, techniques where you are manifesting what you want. There are no rules. It's just about doing what fits you the best and what feels right to you as a conscious manifester. You know, you can always take tips from the things that you see, but don't take it and run with it where, oh, I saw this post that told me that I'm not going to get what I want because I freaked out about something that I'm manifesting. That is just not true, and it will never be true, especially if you're not claiming that for yourself, because at the end of the day, you are still the decider of all things, and I promise you, you can pick it right back up exactly where you left it off, because the reality of that is that you never actually left anything off anywhere. It was just you being strong enough to understand, okay, wait, yeah, I got this in the bag. No reason for me to worry. You know, I may have felt stressed out earlier, but I know for a fact I got this shit. Like, it's still down. It's still great. And you know, the best part about that is that you really get to just decide that, and you get to just go in the direction of that, and then it's super peaceful from there. So it's not really like an enormous fear factor thing anymore. You don't have to let it be like this enormous deal, because I feel like when things like that are perceived in such a way, it feels extremely toxic to yourself to even want to manifest, consciously speaking. But please do keep in mind, you know, we all are consciously manifesting what we want one way or another, so it's not really a matter of whether you want to or not. Like, you are. The thing is that if you want to take matters into your own hands, where you are now manifesting something that you want with ease, and you're doing that consciously speaking because you know that you can, you know, that's where you're taking the direction of consciously manifesting what you want. But please understand that because you're doing that, it all has to be easy and very workable with you. Like, you have to be able to work with these things and to understand that nothing is ever going to stop you, take you away, keep you from having what you want except for yourself. And as long as you're not standing in your own way, the world is yours. It really is. And just like that, y'all, it's very simple. What I'm telling y'all is exactly what it is. I can tell y'all myself, man, like, I've been through this so many times. Y'all don't understand, like, for real. And I really thought during those times that I was screwed. Like, I really did. I believed that anytime that I was freaking out about something that I really wanted and it looked like it wasn't going that way or anything, you know, I would cling on obsessively to my desires, and that would send me through a complete whirlwind or whatever. It would just make me feel as though I was basically like everything wasn't going to come together for me, because I was so sure of a certain way happening, of a certain thing, of a certain this, that, this, whatever. And I didn't just let things happen. I would kind of obsess over every single little detail as opposed to just letting things flow for me. You know what I'm saying? And besides that, it would make conscious manifesting very unenjoyable. And I knew that it was very enjoyable in my core, you know, like in my heart. I knew that this was something that I was destined to do because it's what I do. I do it every single day. It's very simple. It's very easy. You know, even now, if there's ever a moment that I have, which honestly, I'm gonna tell y'all, it definitely does change a lot as you continue to have more confidence in yourself. You know, my spiraling now compared to back then is enormously different, for the reason that now it would just be like a thought. Let's say for a second, I'm like, oh, but what if this happens? Or like, what if that happens? And what if, right? Immediately, just like that, I just correct myself, and just like that, I'm back. Just like that, I'm freaking back. It is that simple. It's not anything where it has to be an enormous deal, like I was stating, you know, whereas in the past, I would make it into my whole personality for like approximately 5 business days, and it was very stressful. It was a lot, bruh. Like, can you imagine that you're sitting here and you're making this tiny problem, quote unquote, into an enormous big fat issue because you're so afraid now, because stop thinking so damn hard. Obviously, you're not doing yourself any justice by thinking so hard about all the ins and outs of everything. You just have to remember for yourself that because you have decided on something, everything is moving in that thing's highest favor to get you what you want. So why sit here and stress out, overanalyze, overthink, over anything, when you know that you deserve so much better than to be sitting here stressing yourself out over something that you know is already yours in your very highest favor. Y'all see what I'm saying? And just like that, I want y'all to get really confident and to get really sure with yourselves. Anytime that you feel like you've spiraled or whatever, I don't even claim that. Yeah, I don't claim spiraling, bro. Like, I could have easily said to myself during those few seconds that I had a few questions, you know, in recent times, I could have claimed that to be spiraling in that moment, but I never said that because I knew for myself that it was just, you know, for me, I just said like, oh, it's my curiosity and I'm done. Like, that's it. So I treat it like that. I don't treat it like a huge deal. And maybe that will help y'all out as well, which I feel like it definitely will. It's just by treating these non-issues as non-issues, because they're not issues until or unless you make them into an issue. And it does not have to be an issue. It never really ever does. And please get used to and very comfortable with the fact and with the way that your life is very simple. It's very easy for you. Everything comes together for you very naturally. Manifesting is super simple, because there is just not a single reason in my heart nor in my soul as to why I would assume that manifesting would be anything other than easy. You know, I just feel like I know for myself that me going through all of these trials and tribulations and all this stuff for me to get to this point is because I I was always destined to make manifesting that easy for myself, because I know for a fact that if it genuinely was not meant for me, I would have dropped that within a month of me picking it up, you know, because that's how things always work out for me. I pick things up, and if they're not meant for me, they leave very fast. It doesn't take me like 3 years to figure out what's not for me. You get me? Like, things just drop like flies, and that's a manifestation within itself. I just say to myself, if it's meant to be, it will be. If it's not, like, I don't care, whatever. And you know, I can always decide what is and what isn't. Y'all know, like, you can decide what is and what isn't for you. But I'm very spiritual, so I just let things flow as they do in my life, and they always do. And just like that, it just happens as it should, you know? So I just feel like for everyone else out there, when you are manifesting what you want, please take it easy, take it simple, like, make it real simple for yourselves. Do not make it into a huge deal ever. It never, ever, ever is that serious. I promise you that. And please don't make it an excuse to yourself where you're gonna make it that serious and that deep because you're so used to conflict. Get the fuck over that. Like, please move on past the conflict part, because that's not for you anymore. You don't deserve to be experiencing all this conflict in between, upside down. You know, you're used to that. You were, but no, you know you're not. You never were. You feel me? In the first place, because you don't deserve that. I just feel like after everything that I've been through, I used to be extremely accustomed to having issues in some way, some way. You know, things had to be a little bit complicated, just a little bit, because if not, then what is it all worth? No, it does not have to be that way, and I don't claim that. I would never claim that ever again in my entire life. And I know that I learned that lesson very early on in my life, because now that I'm like 24, I'm an adult for real. I just feel like it's very easy for me to live a very easy life, because I actually let myself now, as opposed to my entire life, whereas basically the first 2 decades plus were very complicated in that sense, you know, that I was making everything into such a huge deal. No, babe, crank it down a notch, let things be easy for you, and just like that, they are. And that's why I'm here teaching y'all how to make things very easy for yourselves as well, because we all deserve the ease and the simplicity behind consciously manifesting what you want, where you understand and you know that there's always a way to bounce back. You're always on top of business. You're always right there with everything. There is no fear, no worry, no stress. There's just nothing other than success and happiness, and everything coming together for you exactly as it should. It is just incredible the amounts of wonderful things that you can do when you understand that there's nothing standing in your way, because the spiraling is not anything ever worth losing sleep over, ever. I promise you guys that. Please do not let any kind of anxiety overrule that, because it never could. You know, it's your decision, of course, always, because we do definitely have a decision. Even if it feels like these feelings are overpowering to us, we have more power than they do. I promise you, we really freaking do. And the only thing I'm gonna ask that y'all do for yourselves is that y'all find that power within yourselves to just channel it, and to understand I have nothing to worry about. Everything is always working out for me, and everything always will, because I have no other reason as to why I wouldn't. Because what reason can you give me? You can't give me one, because y'all know damn well that's exactly how it is. That's exactly how it is supposed to be for all of us. We are just that important. We're just that strong. We're just that in control. Hello. I mean, there is just not a single reason as to why you would not have what you want, especially because you are claiming that for yourselves, and because you are letting things just happen for you, as opposed to you overthinking the simplest things ever. Okay, the spiraling is not beneficial, but you want to know what is? Standing on business. Okay, and spiraling, guys, let me tell y'all, is never a necessity. Please keep that in your minds, because that is something that you just have to like crank it back, just tune it right back. Okay, no, I don't need to spiral over this. It is not that serious. It is not that big of a deal. You see, even like my dog is barking right now, that's what it might sound like in your mind. You correct it. You tell yourself, nope, 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 I'm on top of business. I'm on top of business. Exactly. And you will understand that. You will believe that. You will see that. And because of that, you are going to watch it manifest right before your very big, beautiful eyes, as you confidently should, because it is already done exactly as you're saying that it is. Okay, no spiraling is worth you giving up everything that you got going on. All right, and even then, even if it's like 3 years from now, let's say that you dropped something 3 years ago, time is an illusion, but let's say that you dropped something in the past because you were manifesting it and you just fell out of it because you spiraled too much. No, pick it back up whenever you're ready to, but understand that the time that you put into it, all that time that you put into it 3 years ago versus you picking it up right now, it is still the same. It's still the same amount of work that you put into it. It's not like you have to start over from scratch. You don't have to redo your progress. This is not a video game. Like, this is your life, okay? And if it is a video game, it's gonna be the kind of video games where no matter, again, nope, usually it is like that. You pick up your progress exactly where you left off, keep it going from there, okay? There is no need to worry, no need to fear, only confidence, trust, support, faith in yourself at all times. That self-concept on 111% always, because I don't claim anything less. And just like that, neither do y'all, okay? Exactly that, my love. Y'all already know what the tea is. But all right then, my love. Oh my goodness. Thank y'all so much for watching today's video. This was so freaking fun to make like it always is. I honestly kind of want to touch base a little bit more on this topic, but maybe I will discuss that on a live, which I do every single time I hit a new milestone. So I think I'm at 36k or 37k right now. I think when I hit 38k, that's when I'm going to talk about, you know, other stuff on live, of course. But I would love to talk about this video specifically with you guys, where you guys talk, like, I want to talk about spiraling. I want to talk about this so that we can crack it back a bit, and we could talk about everything else in between. You know, basically you having confidence in yourself, you staying up, staying strong, doing the thing, all that. So I can figure out a way how to do that. I don't know how, but maybe through live, like I stated, or if y'all want to ask a few questions or questions about this topic, about spiraling, in my comments, you can. You know, if you want to branch off of a certain topic or something that I stated about spiraling within this video, feel free to ask me, okay? And I'm definitely going to touch base with y'all about that in a future video for sure. But thank y'all so much again for watching, guys. Y'all are the absolute best. It means the world to me. May God bless y'all always. Please take care, everyone. I'm very excited to speak with y'all very soon, next Thursday. Okay, then, my love. God bless y'all. Please take care, everyone. Bye. It's never that deep. It's never that serious. It just never is that big of a deal where you are losing out on having what you want. It is never, ever, ever that serious. And the best part about it never being that serious is that because it's not that serious, you can always decide what you want to do at just like that, at the freaking blink of your eye, bro, at the snap of your fingers. Everything you want is already yours. And because you're standing so strongly confident on that basis for yourself, everything is manifesting for you. All right, so even if there's a moment, my love, just pick it back up. That's it. Don't make it a huge deal, all right? Unless you want to feel that way, unless you want to be victimizing yourself all the damn time, which I just don't claim that for myself. Like, I feel like I know better, especially now after all the years that I put into victimizing myself. I know that I would never want that for myself ever again. So what I do is I stand on top of business. I just remind myself, girl, it's okay. Like, literally, it's okay. Forgive yourself, you know, give yourself a chance to breathe, give yourself a chance to feel how you feel, whatever. Feel how you feel, do what you gotta do, but pick it back up wherever you can and just keep on going in that direction, because it's all worth it at the end of the day. Obviously, if it's for your happiness, it is definitely worth it. You just have to make sure that you're doing what's best for you, what's right for you, what makes you feel like the happiest version of yourself that there ever could be, because that's what you deserve to be catering to. And just like that, you positively and most certainly are. And it is because of your confidence in yourself that you definitely are. All right then, guys, please remember exactly what you're worth. You're worth everything in this entire world and universe. Everything is coming together for you right now because it already has. And just like that, so it is. All right then, my love. May God bless y'all always. Keep it going strong. No spiraling. We're going in that straight line. Yes, we are. And if we're spiraling to success, okay? Because I did it myself and it does work. All right? Just like that. And again, to reiterate, the way that you spiral yourself into success in that way is that anytime that there is a spiral, you just pick it right back up. And, you know, you take the lessons that you learned from when you spiraled with you, so that maybe if it happens again, which it won't, you can definitely just correct yourself again. You know, like, talk to yourself, be very kind, work your way out of that, and it will be a lot easier for you to understand why things are just the way that you're saying that they are, because they definitely always are. I promise you guys that. Have confidence in yourselves. Y'all can definitely do this. May God bless y'all always again. Please take care, everyone. Bye.